the first time we see Yoda, he's super out of character, like always on his hands and knees digging in shit. He was whatever he dug into, that little storage box of Luke's. It's literally like step Luke or step Jedi. I'm stuck in the storage container. He was showing his ass to Luke, and when he got out, he literally took the very phallic flashlight. He had a little oral fixation.
I know,
whisking it around in his mouth.
So Luke Skywalker is officially gay, according to Wikipedia.
Confirmed.
So let's just go through who we think might have turned Luke possibly gay, whether it's a positive or negative experience for him.
Yeah, we know he wasn't always gay, so it had to happen at some point by someone.
Right?
Maybe, allegedly. But we know for at least a fact he's into dudes now. He loves them. He can't get enough of them. It's what he wants in the whole world. And he got rejected for it, and that's why he isolated himself on Octu. So let's go through here and figure out which one of these people, if you can even call him that, turned him gay.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe he has some daddy issues with Uncle Owen.
I'd say so, yeah. This is kind of an easy one. I mean, they raised him, right? These probably had the biggest influence in his developmental years. Yeah, maybe they were giving him some subliminal, messaging, like the not-so-secret gay agenda, you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah, look at Baru. She basically looks like a man anyways. So, I mean, he just grew up basically with a gay couple, honestly, if you think about it.
Remove Baru's hair. Imagine bald Baru.
Looking rough there, lady. So, yeah, maybe his gay upbringing might have done it here. What about Obi-Wan? Possibly from the very beginning, maybe he has been keeping a close eye on him.
I think it's more than that. I think, hear me out, I think we see in the Kenobi series now, this guy was spying on little poor boy Luke this whole time, wanted to meet him so bad. Uncle Owen sensed what Obi-Wan was up to and said, no, you're not meeting this kid. You're not touching this kid.
He's like, I have a toy for him he can play with.
And finally, Obi-Wan had the blackmail, the leverage by the end, like, hey, I did save your life from that African-American invader. And And Owen had to. He's obliged now. Yeah, okay, fine. You can come meet Luke. Biggest mistake he ever made, because that's when the mental grooming began. You think you can't groom somebody using the Force?
Yeah, also, like, Luke was so torn up about his death, and he, like, barely met him, so there must be some, like you said, subliminal grooming going on, or whatever you want to call it. From a very young age. But like what you said earlier, maybe he had a horrible experience with a woman in his young age with Reva. We learned now in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that she basically went on a rampage against him.
Yes.
Chasing him down.
She did. Probably racially motivated. And, he hated her so much just being in her presence that he became unconscious before he could even see her lightsaber. And luckily he didn't, because otherwise it would make a continuity error later on. But no, he didn't see the lightsaber. And it's definitely a good chance that she ended up turning him gay. She also looks a little bit masculine, by the way, if you take a look at her face here.
True. Yeah. I mean, he's just surrounded by a bunch of men and women that look like men.
And it's just confusing him. So maybe he was, okay, if that's the case, if Reva looks like a man and that aspect of it contributed, I think he actually really liked Reva a lot, because clearly it got him interested in men. But I'm guessing that's not the case. I don't think he liked Reva at all.
Well, maybe he had a very, what do you want to say, negative experience with Leia, because he likes her. He kind of simps after her. It was like, I need to save her. Please, I'll do anything. And then gets kind of just teased around and then eventually denied by her because, like, she's not into incest, I guess, by the end of it, right?
I don't know what's up with that, by the way. Weird messaging on Lucasfilm's part. But yeah, when she did kiss him and he looked happier than I've ever seen anybody look. But maybe he was playing that up for Han, or maybe after episode 6, Han and Leia get together, they're married, but after a while, they're all hanging out, they're drinking around the campfire, whatever. They open up the idea that, Luke, maybe you could, kind of get your blue balls taken care of, have your way with my wife, aka your sister. And it just turned out to be super nasty, and that turned him gay.
Yeah, maybe. Well, like the whole interaction with maybe like Han, and we have Lando here too, but like maybe Lando. Han, maybe he's just like, he saw this like pure masculine energy in whatever you want to say, the original trilogy.
Oh, like, dude.
And then maybe,
he's a fucking nerf herder. He doesn't give a shit. He treats women like shit too. You know what I mean? And he sees that. He understands. He sees how people respond to it, and he wants not only to be like him, but he wants to be with him. I think that's definitely reasonable. Lando, I'm not too sure about. He kind of seems sneaky, and that doesn't really seem like Luke's type, if I'm being honest.
Right. Well, yeah. Maybe he has Reva flashbacks every time he sees him too. Might be a reason why.
Luke is a racist.
Well, what about was it Biggs Darklighter, I think his name is, his friend from back home, who he's like, I'll do anything to join the, I think this guy, did he join the rebellion? He's in a deleted scene.
Yeah, you were talking about this deleted scene. Is this that early deleted scene where it was like showing the space battle or whatever, and they're talking about how angsty they are? Like, oh, look at that up. You talking about that scene? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I think I don't know if he joined the Empire, and Luke's like, I'll do anything to go there too, and Uncle Owen the whole time's like, dude, I just know he's getting into that gay shit with that Biggs boy. I can't have him go. Maybe one more year, Luke, and then you can go. He's just the whole time.
That might be it too. These guys are close, like dangerously close, I would say. And I mean, you and me grew up together, and we never crossed into this boundary. But I think maybe the way these two are looking. I mean, look at this. Do two men ever look at each other this close in the face? Like they're less than a foot apart. It's just a little bit over the top, unless of course they've gotten their sexual tension out hundreds, if not thousands of times in their childhood. If that's the case, then I think this is normal. So he may have just, been gay by means of exploration with, what's his name? Big Skyballer? What is it?
Big Skyballer. That's right. No, it's Darklighter, I think.
Darklighter. Man, that's a dumb name.
So whatever. It doesn't really matter. But let's see. I think there's some person who had Luke in the most vulnerable position possible in the series. Old Yoda. I think he had like a mental. He basically broke down Luke on Dagobah and just remolded him into an image of a homosexual man to like suck him off. Maybe.
I think he did, and not even, dude. If you want to give Yoda the benefit of the doubt, and there was no intentional manipulation or no magical manipulation by the Force or whatever. The first time we see Yoda, he's super out of character, like always on his hands and knees digging in shit. He was whatever he dug into, that little storage box of Luke's. It's literally like step Luke or step Jedi. I'm stuck in the storage container. He was showing his ass to Luke, and when he got out, he literally took the very phallic flashlight. He had a little oral fixation.
I know,
whisking it around in his mouth.
Look what I can do. This can be you. And also, like, what the whole thing is like, you gotta carry me on your back. It's like, dude, enough. I can just carry weights. Why do I have to carry you on my back? That's fucking weird.
It's because he was getting Luke addicted to like the pheromones and the scent of being close proximity with this Yoda race, man. Maybe it's Yoda. This is pretty convincing. I think it might be Yoda.
I'm kind of looking at him now. He looks like that one, the gymnast coach or the personal trainer, who got busted by the FBI.
The one who was touching all those girls.
Yeah, this is it. This is basically
this
Yoda,
is like post-retirement. Right? I think so.
Yeah. Well, what about okay, this is a stretch here. Somehow Jabba has his hands in all of Luke's sexuality here. Is there a possibility? I really don't think so.
Did Luke meet Jabba before Return of the Jedi, or is that the first and only time they met?
I don't know. If we were on the comics and stuff like that, I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows? Okay, well, the only reason, this is a stretch, but the only way I could see it, one of two ways. One, he just saw this body and he was immediately enamored by it, because maybe, Luke could be a porn addict or whatever, so he's getting desensitized.
Yeah, a unit.
He is a unit. You can't deny that. But also, maybe it's the power dynamic. Like, Luke is a Jedi. Right. He's a fully trained Jedi at this point. Waltz is in here. There's nothing these guys can do to me. And what does Jabba do? Puts him in a chamber with a giant death beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Luke shows his balls, and Jabba whips out his balls, and they're at least 10 times the size. You know what I'm saying? Pure emasculation factor. Maybe Luke feels obligated now.
Also, the fact that the girl he was simping after is now his slave. He's just like, dude, this guy's literally the peak of man, and I must be his slave. I think that's the whole time. He's just, if he could let him get a word out edgewise, I'm sure Luke's like, just take me instead of Leia. I'll make the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, I'll wear the same bikini. And that's the thing, too. I think that would be the ultimate test for him, or the ultimate way to realize it. Like, Luke wouldn't be second guessing. He has, I think, objectively, a very attractive woman in minimal clothing laying there in a seductive pose, and then Jabba right next to her. If his mind told him in that moment, like, oh, dude, Jabba looks good. If that was his thought right then, he's gay. He's for sure gay. And there's no way around it.
Well, what about his last moments with his dad? Could that have sparked anything?
The only way I could see that is if in the final moment, like Luke's, he's viewed all these people from time to time, Han Solo, whatever, and no one has ever really done it for him. He was only into Leia for like the social gratification because, Han liked her too. So it's like, oh, dude, fuck you, Han. Like, I got you, girl, bitch. That's probably the situation. Right. But when he took this helmet off, he finally like glanced upon true like attractiveness in his eyes. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Now this is a man. And from then on, that's what he wants. And that even makes sense to why he isolated on Ahch-To, because the one thing that he found attractive, which was a man putting out male testosterone pheromones, he can't have him. He's dead,
Yeah. True. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another reason why possibly it could be that maybe it's Darth Vader is the epitome of evil. Then he just sees this kindness there. And he's like, oh, I can fix him kind of thing. And I did fix him. Maybe I can do this. And maybe a whole new avenue of sexuality has been open to me. I don't know. It's whatever in the back of his head, right? It is. Not subliminal. It's subtle, whatever, and all of this.
He was trying so hard to get this guy out. He was basically, Luke was risking his own life to bring a corpse out of the Death Star, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Right.
And did he get the body out? Did he get the body out?
He did, because it gets burned in Unless he just burned the suit, kept the
Okay,
body
well,
there.
that's
the
what I was
body
wondering.
of the suit, grabbed the suit,
had his
burned
way with
on
it,
Endor.
had his way with it, finished, had post nut declared. He was like, "Holy shit, I cannot bring this body back. This is evidence."
Well, first off, I'm gay. Second, I can't bring this body back down.
I just fucked my dad's dead body. Although his dad
was the best experience of my life.
His dad is into it too. I mean, if you look at the way the Force Ghost looked back on Luke,
I know, they're like,
scene,
my boy, you learned well from Master Yoda.
Yeah, the Skywalker way. Jedi orders back.
All right, well, this might be the most actually realistic one that could have caused him because it's such a flip. Because we don't really see any like canonical, very deliberate moves he makes towards men in the original trilogy. But maybe after this electric shock therapy he had by the Emperor at the Episode 6, Return of the Jedi,
right?
That maybe he's just like, dude, why am I getting so hard by these two guys in this throne room?
So you think it scrambled his brain, or do you think it was like the pain, like the electrical torture fetish aspect? What do you think?
It could have been. Yeah, I was just doing some research recently about, when you go through extreme pain, the immediate endorphins of like the release of no longer in pain is actually addicting sometimes to people. So maybe that's what it is. He's like, oh, God. Oh, what's this? He takes his lightsaber and I was like, keep doing this to me, Daddy.
Not to mention, look at his forehead, dude. How can you turn that down? He's like reliving the trench run from it's a forehussy. Yeah, why
Dude,
not? Stay on target.
I mean, look at there you go. Well, look at his chin and his forehead. He's got double the.
Oh my. Yeah, he's got a chussy and a forehussy.
Like, dude, guys have double the tang
and an electricity.
Oh yeah. Well, what about it? What are you saying about his fussy up top? Like,
what about
how awesome that is?
No, dude, it's just awesome. I said he's reliving the trench run from A New Hope every day. He's driving his dick down that trench run, inserting it into the exact perfect spot, and then I don't know.
I'll be honest, it probably is a lot cleaner and better than the stuff he's probably getting on Tatooine, that nasty desert planet.
Oh my, dude, sweating all the time, little beads of sand in there. It's windy too. Yeah.
All right, let's know who you think caused Luke, or what you want to say caused, made Luke, convinced him to be gay canonically in the original trilogy, or just the trilogy as it is.
Picture,
Look at him. I know this is so pathetic. It's a perfect image for this low T man.
I mean, listen, we still love him, even though he's gay. No reason not to.
More.
I love him more. I can relate to him better.
Yeah. All right, smash that like button. Like Luke is smashing at least one of these guys at maybe like he smashed his dad right before getting off the Death Star. And subscribe if you want more content like this.